What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sakina, and I'm back with another review. This is my review for The Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 17, episode 13. Be sure to check us out tonight for the Whether You Like It or Not panel hosted by Socrates. It'll be at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, so y'all know the drill. Go ahead and set your reminders and be back here later on. So as y'all know, obviously this is a voiceover review simply because I have so much going on this week in general, and I have no time to set myself up and try to do all of that. I'm literally working in front of my computer, and then I have my laptop with Housewives on. So if it sounds a bit off, I do have my headphones on, so I do apologize about the sound, but I'm in the comment area, so the ceilings are a lot higher in here. So if the audio sounds a bit off, please bear with me. I'm working with what I got so I can get this out, because it was supposed to be out last night, but I ended up going hiking with my friends and then going over to my friend's house and watching Love Island. So that I didn't get home till what, 12 something. And I got home, obviously got myself together and got in bed. So that's the reason why RHOA wasn't out last night. So I'm doing 2 reviews in one day. Luckily, I've already gotten my notes for Love Island together, but I want to hurry up and get this out too because of the panel, and I don't want to push it back to tomorrow like I originally was going to do. So yeah, I just want to give y'all a little backstory on why it's delayed and why it's a voiceover. So let's go ahead and get into it. The ladies are in Scotland. Also, another disclaimer. Something is going on with my mouth. I don't know if it's like something that I ate, but my mouth is extremely dry. My tongue gets irritated and itchy. So if I sound weird or if my pronunciations are just off, please bear with me. I'm going through a lot, y'all. But it's getting better. It was a lot worse on Saturday, but yeah, it's getting better. Moving on, the girls are headed to Scotland, and it's inspired by Phaedra and Portia's experience on The Traitors. It's also Phaedra's birthday, so they're celebrating that too. Now, in her confessional, Pinky is saying that she hoped the group catches a new win and do a hard reset. She said that the group needs to file a friendship bankruptcy. I was cracking up. But the house is really nice. It's a really nice house, very similar to what it looked like on Traitors. Not necessarily the castle, but you know the layout of it. It's 10 rooms, it's 10 baths, so it's enough room for everybody to have their own room from the sounds of it, but we'll see because we know how this Housewives game goes. They have a black coordinator, which Phaedra found on TikTok. I guess he shows that there's black people in Scotland and, you know, all of that stuff. I never seen him before, but I'm interested to see what his TikToks are giving. So one of the ladies said that he looks like Idris Elba. And in her confessional, the producers asked Kay, does he remind her of a particular ex, Idris? And she was like, no, he does not. And I don't know what's going on with this new confessional. To be honest, y'all, I hate all of Kay's confessional looks. The only one that doesn't bother me as much is the silver cowboy hat outfit. Everything else, her wigs be looking off, the outfits be looking cheap. Like, it's always something off in her confessionals, minus that one. But I feel like, girl, you be talking hella shit about people, but your confessionals do not be looking up to par. But yeah, she looked all super light-skinned, and then her hair was blonde. That shit was terrible. Outside of that, Phaedra said that he looks like Sterling K. Brown, and he definitely does. They do resemble each other. So we see him giving Phaedra and Portia a tour of the house, and then the other ladies are catching up around the table. So Pinky tells the ladies about what's going on with Edgewood. They've decided to make Shamia a part of the cast. Who was that? I think that might have been Gabor who said that if Shamia's a part of the cast, he ain't watching. I instantly thought about him. I said, ooh, he about to be pissed off. I'm really interested to see how that goes. Now, everybody is cheering Shamia on, congratulating her and everything. And, of course, Angela is on the side looking like a hater. And so she's like, Pinky, we all need a cameo. And so at that point, you know, Pinky was like, yeah, no, I'm good. Somebody mentioned that Phaedra should play a lawyer on there. And then that brings Kelly into talking about how Phaedra is representing her with this child support case. And again, she's saying that she can't film with her kids. So that's why Phaedra offered her services. And she's also saying how she moved into Phaedra's house. She's just going through a lot. And so, I mean, not Phaedra's house, Shamia's house. And she's going through a lot. So Cynthia is showing her support to her. And Kelly appreciates that. But she feels like it's hard to be vulnerable in the group because it'll be thrown in your face later on. And Angela feels that that's a bit hypocritical to say because she's the least represented in the group. She doesn't have anybody coming in and chiming to help her. Hey, listen, you still gonna get bops even in a voiceover. Angela, the reason why you're not having people stand up for you and chime in for you and all of that stuff is because you start shit, you carry shit, and you do it unnecessarily. You have the worst placement when it comes down to certain things, or like you have timing issues when it comes down to you wanting to carry bones and stuff like that. And you can carry your own. You don't need backup. You don't need a background singer. So I don't understand why you feel the need to have that. But Shamia seems to think otherwise. Like, you do have backup. You have Drew. And Drew doesn't chime in all the time. Because remember, Angela even found issue in Drew not backing her as much last year. So, did I say Andrew? I don't know if I say Andrew, but whatever. It's an issue for Angela that Drew doesn't chime in as often. But Drew said that she advocates for her when necessary. And so Kelly is like, I don't think that's true, Angela, because even at my waffle event, when it came down to that man saying that, you know, Charles was cheating on her or whatever, she still protected her by getting that man out of there immediately. But Angela doesn't think that that's correct because she was like, you even accused me of setting up the situation, which is crazy within itself. And she was like, Angela said, anybody who would assume that I would do something like that is blasphemy. And so Shamia was like, it's not that hard to believe because in Nashville, you were saying fuck Charles. Did you or did you not? And Kelly backed her on that. But Shamia, even if Angela was saying fuck Charles, why would she set herself up for that type of embarrassment? That does not make sense at all. It makes zero sense. Let's be logical here, Shamia. That's stupid as fuck. And so Shamia brings up her and Angela's issues, and she said that she's had 2 people come up to her while she was at work asking about her and Angela's issues. And she said that Angela is asking people to give her dirt on Shamia. And she was like, she's not going to say who it is, but Angela knows who it is because this man donated money to her charity event last year. And so obviously it's somebody named George. But did y'all peep that Angela knew who this person was off rip? So it was like a confirmation. Now in her confessional, Angela is saying that this person is her neighbor. And so they see each other in the company of Shamia. And she wanted to know if it was okay for her to bring up Shamia's name to this guy. Come to find out, this guy is Shamia's, I don't know who the hell he is, but remember we seen him in the scene with the green beard. Like, what the fuck? Okay. And so at this point, his wife gets brought up. Kelly is asking, well, did you say something to his wife about Shamia or something? And Angela was like, I asked his wife if I say something about Shamia, would that offend her? And so Shamia was like, why would that offend her? Like, what? And Angela's like, don't make me hurt your feelings. Like, what are you talking about? And then I was cracking up with Pedro, was like, hurt her feelings, like, get the shit out, just say what it is. And Angela was like, did you fuck George? Oh my gosh, I'm so over this. Like, Angela, bitch, I'm motherfucking tired. Like, what are you talking about? So now you're gonna try and make it seem like Shamia fucked all of the NBA and NFL players. Now you're moving on to the man with the dyed green beard. Come on, like, you feel like she's that desperate. You've done this to Pinky already, and now you're doing it to Shamia. Come up with something else. If you don't have receipts, shut the fuck up about it. So Shamia is saying, unlike you, I don't have to fuck my way to the top. I wish I would stop saying that. Honestly, it's getting old. Like, let's find some new material. And Angela is like, George said that he had to pay you when he met you. So Pinky in her confessional was like, why does Angela know everything about Shamia's vagina? If you wasn't playing, you would have had Fangies in the store by now. Hello? Wake that shit up. Focus on something else. Because what the fuck are you talking about, Angela? Back at the table, Shamia's like, so y'all just heard her basically call me a whore, saying that I cheated on my husband with George? Like, what are we talking about? And Angela's like, I'm going off of what he said. He said that he paid you. So Cynthia's asking, was it cash or a donation? Like, what's going on? And Shamia is saying that he donated some money to her charity event for breast cancer. And we see a flashback receipt of him giving her a check. So what are you talking about? Again, Angela, you're falling fucking flat. And in her confessional, Angela is saying that Shamia, if she's talking, she's lying, and that he did pay her. He said that she was so fine, he had to pay her. Shut the fuck up, Angela. that is not an indication that they slept together. Again, you're just finding something to try to put on Shamea, and it's getting old. And what pissed me off even more is that Portia at the table said, Shamea, you're getting very defensive. What the fuck are you saying? Aren't you the same one who got up in an uproar and pointed your finger in Kelly's face when she said that you slept with every Nigerian in Atlanta? But you feel like Shamea isn't supposed to be offended while she's saying that she slept with this man for money? Did he pay her to sleep? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, Portia? Like, this is the bias shit that we're talking about. And I'm not even the biggest Shamea fan, but let's be so motherfucking for real right now. And so Shamea is like, Angela has it out for me. She's saying that I'm causing division in the group. And Cynthia's like, it's not just her saying that. We all feel that way. If you're not good, then your homegirls aren't good and vice versa. Pinky disagrees with that. And Cynthia's like, I'm saying that because if your name comes up, if Shamea's name comes up, either Kelly or Pinky, I don't know who she was directing that to, but one of them will get defensive. Okay, whatever. And so in her confessional, Kay was like, there ain't no I in team, but there is one in idiot. I don't follow nobody. The only place that Shamea can lead me is the mall. So then Cynthia tells Shamea that she has the power to bring all of the girls together. Like, what are you talking about, Cynthia? See, and this is why you cannot be the glue, because I'm with Shamea, what she said in her confessional. No, that in fact would be more fitting for you. You're the fence rattler. Like, what's going on? I said the fence rattler, the fence straddler. I see, there's my mouth. My bad, y'all. But yeah, I just don't understand what the fuck we're talking about. And again, I'm with Kate when it comes down to this one-sided bullshit, because she said if that was another woman that was being accused of sleeping with someone and they were married, or sleeping with a married man. And again, I'm going to side with Kate when it comes down to it, because she made a valid point in her confessional. If this was another woman being accused of sleeping with a married man, then there would be an issue. But because it's Shamea, y'all basically going to brush it off. Like, that's fucked up. This shit is like, it's so dumb. It's so played out. They're really starting to piss me off. And their one-sidedness is getting weird. Now they all go to their rooms, and Shamea, coincidentally, got a text from Ashley, who is George's wife. I said, hold on, I need some more clarity on this, because that was a little too perfect with the timing. Like, Shamea, was you texting her downstairs when y'all were at the table? Like, what's going on? But anyway, Ashley supposedly texted Shamea, was like, hey, girl, call me when you get a chance. This is Ashley. I would love to clear up the lie that has been told about us. Shamea said, yeah, because I didn't know that you and I had beef, and you thought that I was sleeping with your husband, shaking my fucking head. And so the wife said, never that. Angela is lying. The text also said, then she had the nerve to deny asking you if you had any info on me, and said that y'all wanted to be on the show. The wife said Angela's whole motive is to tarnish her name because of something you said about her, which I didn't ask because it wasn't my business. I had no information for her. She lives feet from me. She's weird for even telling such a big lie, especially putting George's name in it. And so Shamea just feels like Angela is trying to tarnish her relationship and with the Hawks and all of this. And it's like, yeah, it does kind of get to a point like, what is your motive here? Why do you constantly bring up my job? You're questioning my job. You're insinuating that I'm sleeping with players. Like, what the fuck? Like, bitch, are you not going to be satisfied until you see that I'm no longer working for the business? Like, it's just weird. It's so weird. And Angela is out of order for this. But again, I am also questioning these receipts a bit, because it's just a little too perfect when it comes down to the timing. Shamea's like, I should call the wife in front of Angela. And Angela overhears them talking or whatever. And so she's like, don't say it behind my back, say it in my face, blah, blah, blah. And so Shamea ends up closing the door on her. And Angela is like, she gonna try to cause a scene and call the wife. Did you not try to cause a scene downstairs by insinuating that she was sleeping with this lady's husband? Angela, come on. And so at this point, Shamea's not even taking her seriously. Honestly, her, Kelly, and Pinky really laughing at the interaction between Angela and Shamea going back and forth. And so Portia and Phaedra come upstairs trying to get some understanding, like, what's going on. Okay, so Angela ends up calling Ashley herself. And yeah, so Angela, you're messy as fuck, because Ashley said that you did ask questions about Shamea and she didn't want no parts of it. So yes, it sounds like the text messages that Shamea received were real. And did y'all peep Portia's face when Ashley basically confirmed that, yeah, Angela was trying to dig up dirt? Now, Angela sat there and lied and said, oh, we were never even talking about sex. Bitch, yes, you did. You literally said, did you fuck George? So then when you're on the phone with his wife, you trying to act like you never brought up any type of sex. Bitch, you brought that shit up. And you're out of fucking order for that. Like, at this point, I feel like nobody should believe anything that Angela is saying, because it's funny how she can accuse Shamia of being a liar. Bitch, you sat there and lied. And you gonna judge shit up to make it sound good. So we don't trust you. And when it come down to that Pinky in the basement shit, we ain't believe you, but we damn sure don't believe your ass now. Like, bitch, you're fucking tired. Find something else to talk about. I'm done with Angela. Like, she's no longer one of my faves. Like, bitch, it's a chop. And then I never heard her wrap up the call talking about Arlie is going to come over and play. Bitch, do you really think I'm about to sit here and set up a play date with you after you tried to put out in the air that my husband was having an affair with one of his clients or whoever Shamia is to him? Bitch, you're weird as fuck. No, ain't no play dates, bitch. I won't even be talking to you no more. And imagine trying to call somebody to clear shit up and you're the one that actually got exposed. Like, Angela, you're a fucking clown. The ladies are on their way to dinner, and Angela is telling Phaedra and Portia that she wants to have yet another conversation with Shamia about why Shamia said, "You're nicer than your mom" to your daughter at her charity event, or her mother's memorial event, excuse me. Now, is it that big of a deal? Honestly, I just wish that Shamia hadn't said that, because obviously Amari knows that Shamia has some type of issue with her mom. But to bring the kids into it, you know how mothers do. They put 20 on 10 when it comes down to certain situations that aren't that deep in regard to their kids. So that's going to be another issue that we see that they bring up. Shamia, Pinky, and Kay, they arrived to the restaurant first, and Shamia wanted to address the issue that Kay has with her. So at this point, we know that there's some type of issue with Shamia being friends with Kay, knowing that Shamia hangs with Rashida, Candy, and, the Atlanta socialites. That's what I'll call them. Kay says that night at the club, Shamia told her, "You've come into my life like a hurricane." And Kay wanted clarity, like, is that good or bad? And Shamia said both. Obviously, we know that Atlanta socialites have an issue with Shamia being friends with Kay. And so apparently Kay brings them up sometimes, and it makes Shamia want to defend them. And Kay is like, "You've brought them up without me even bringing them up to you." And so Kay is telling Shamia that she left in tears that night at the club, which causes Shamia to apologize. And in her confessional, Kay is saying that Shamia has been a friend to her, but she always let her know that that friendship has come with a cost. Obviously, with the socialites feeling some type of way about their growing friendship. I wouldn't want to hear that all the time. Shamia, yes, I'm happy that she took accountability, but she needs to be mindful going forward. Don't bring them up first. Both of them need to learn to not bring them up, bring up the socialites. And then their friendship could really be good. But, I don't know if they're on good terms now, because I heard that Shamia did clarify some things when it came down to the Carlos King interview. So I don't know where they stand. But I do like their friendship on the show. So hopefully they do find their way back if they're not on good terms. Pinky was orchestrating that, and Portia was supposed to be orchestrating Shamia and Angela being on good terms, but clearly that hasn't happened, because look at where they are now. So the ladies go around the table and they start talking about lesbian relationships and have they ever been with a woman and all of this stuff. At this point, Portia is gay, okay? Her and Sway are a year in, and like, that is what it is. She was making me laugh at her confessional about it. But Kelly was in a relationship, or not Kelly, but Drew was doing threesomes with Ralph, and then Kelly said that she was doing threesomes with Ralph too. We know that Kay is a lesbian. We know that Kay is into women. She said that her hairdresser stole her girlfriend. She done moved a girl over to Atlanta. She wanted to be an aspiring actress and all this stuff, but she ended up not doing that. We know that Kay is into women. And so she's sharing her story about how she was in a lesbian relationship, moved the lady to Atlanta and everything, only for the lady to sleep with her hairdresser. She said she done had men taken away from her. Now she got a woman taken away from her. So she was done with being gay. Drew said that her and Ralph would introduce women into the bedroom. So they were doing threesomes together. And they asked, well, would you ever be with a woman? And she said no, but obviously we know that she was trying to be with Ty, so there's something there. We know that Cynthia had a little girl crush on Candy, and she kissed Portia. And then Kelly said that she had a threesome with her husband. I said, yuck. The fuck? Did he pay her for that? Because her husband is not a looker. Like, what the fuck is that? And so Drew was like, was there any type of insecurities in the bedroom when it came down to it? Because it did start to make Drew feel some type of way when they introduced women. And Kelly was like, yeah, she was jealous. I said, jealous of what? Ugh. Anyway, they get into that whole conversation. And then they were like, so has anyone else been with a woman? Shamia said that she kissed a woman, but not open mouth. So then Drew and her motherfucking baby hairs decide to say, oh yeah, Portia, didn't you say that Shamia kissed somebody? Wasn't it Candy? I'm so sick of these bitches. Y'all, like Angela and Drew are constantly proving Shamia's point, because last week at Angela's mother's memorial event, out of nowhere, she decides to say, oh, you know what? I'm not going to bring up you and Portia anymore. That did not even have anything to do with what you and Shamia were arguing about. You and Shamia were arguing about her sleeping with men and all this, what she does in the NBA and all of this shit. It had nothing to do with her and Portia's issue. So you just bringing that up out the blue was out of order. And then here's Drew in a whole nother country, y'all having conversations about lesbians and stuff, and you bringing up something that Portia told you. Shut the fuck up. Y'all are constantly bringing Portia and Shamia's issues into the mix. It had nothing to do with nothing. You did not have to say that. So Pinky moves on to the next topic, saying how she was in the car with Angela and Drew earlier that day, and they had a good talk. The talk really was around the issues within the friend group, and Angela said that her issue with Shamia is that they may seem like they're on good terms, but you still got to look out for the knife that might be coming for your back. And so Pinky is telling the girls that she thinks it's just a gap in communication. And Angela then brings up to Shamia her approach of her daughter. And Shamia's like, I didn't approach your daughter, but I did say that she was sweeter than you. And Angela's like, do you feel like that's appropriate? You don't say that to my child because you don't understand what we're going through right now. You overstepped the boundary. Yes, she did overstep. Like I said, if you got issues with somebody, you don't bring their kids into it. So Shamia was out of order, but that is a boundary that Shamia did not know was there. That definitely might not have helped the case between her daughter feeling like her mom doesn't listen and all this other stuff. But Angela said, I understand you and I go back and forth, but don't include my daughter, which is totally understandable on Angela's end. So in her confessional, Drew is saying everything that Shamia does is a misdirection to Portia. If she's talking to Angela, she's probably thinking she's talking to Portia and all this other shit. She said that Shamia needs something from Portia and she's not getting it. First of all, Drew, you and your, what the fuck is that? Fupa? Not Fupa. What is the bodysuit that people put on in recovery for their BBL? That was the same outfit that she had on. They just put a cardigan over it. Oh, girl, please. I'm going to need you to shut the hell up because, again, this doesn't have anything to do with them. The fuck? So Shamia ends up apologizing to Angela, but she does still believe that Angela is a mean girl. And so Angela is like, didn't you say that my husband doesn't love me and that he steps out on me? And Shamia's like, that was a rebuttal to everything that you said to me. Angela said, doesn't make it right. Okay, and doesn't make it right the shit that you were saying about her? Like, what are you talking about, Angela? And so Shamia said, you just said today that I was fucking on George. You throwing these allegations out there that's very low. People pick up on things and they believe a lie quicker than they believe the truth. Even if you have a receipt, sometimes it's too late. And so they start getting into the whole George and Ashley thing, George and his wife. Shamia has Pinky read the receipts of what Ashley was saying in the text. And Angela was like, you're a liar. I called her and you said that you told Ashley that she was the one who told you that. I'm the one who said that George was fucking on you. Girl, too much. Bottom line, we know that Angela was a lie. And everybody around that table know that Angela lied. And Shamia was like, you tried that shit with Phaedra, now you trying that shit with me. And the more that Angela talks, it is kind of giving, bitch, you just might have lied when it came down to that whole Phaedra, the Godfather, and Pookie Nam and all of that, because you didn't have no receipts to show for it. And the receipts that you did have were a motherfucking fail. So at this point, yeah, I told y'all I'm not feeling Angela. She full of shit. So then Angela says that she did approach Ashley, the wife, and said that she was getting ready to go off on Shamia. So she reached out to her neighbor to see if she had any teeth. So you needed some ammunition. You asked your neighbor to prep a read, basically. Angela, girl, you're tired. You have nothing else to give, baby. leave Shamia alone, because at this point you are reaching. Leave her alone. She won, case closed. So ladies go back to the house, and they're all sitting around, and they get this notification on social media saying that Kelly's husband is suing Bravo for $20 million. Like, what? Y'all know I heard that he was suing Bravo, but I didn't know if it was for that much. Like, goddamn. Then he was like, yeah, he ain't gonna get that. So Kelly joins the ladies. It's Portia, Phaedra, Cynthia, and Drew. They're all sitting around, and Kelly is venting to them. It's just so much going on. Like, she has to fight for her kids, has to fight for her business, has to fight within the friend group. Like, it's just too much. And so she said that she doesn't want to fight with Portia anymore, and she doesn't want to only come together for negativity. So they're trying to work out their differences. Portia claims that when she seen her at Angela's mother's memorial, that she really wanted to be there for her. She wants to help. I'm like, I don't know how true that is, but okay. And so Kelly ends up apologizing for the things that she said, but did y'all peep? Portia did not apologize. Yeah, girl, you could have kept that, Kelly. You could have just said, I know that we have our own differences, but we can move forward. How about that? Because apologizing to Portia and she ain't apologize to you? Yeah, no. And so Drew ends up getting emotional about her living situation. So then Drew tells them that they are her future. She doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't know where she's going to live. She needs them to win because that's going to inspire her. So listen, all the girls are going through things, and Portia is like, you got to ask God to deliver you from a property and know that home is with you and your kids. I mean, all of this was nice, and I really wish that they could come together and really be a sisterhood to each other. Shout out to Scotty, but all of this stuff is really short-lived. It's nice in the moment. And it will be nice to see them really get together and be a sisterhood, because a lot of them have so much in common, have so many shared experiences, but they let little shit get in the way. And I already know that, friendships is going to be conflicts and ups and downs and all of that. But that's the problem. These girls really are not friends. And so they don't give a fuck. And yeah, that's just what it is. But I don't know. All these girls need to tighten up when it comes down to the friend department. K. Michelle, I need you to pay attention to Angela. I know she said that Angela was the nicest to her and all of that, but if you was looking at Portia sideways for how she handled Kelly, you need to be looking at Angela sideways for how she's handling Shamia. Because, yeah, all these accusations and all of that, no. I wouldn't want to be close to her, because you see how easy she could lie too. She ain't no different from the others. Anyway, let's get down in the comments and talk. This episode really irritated me more than anything. But let's not forget to tune in to the Whether You Like It or Not panel, again, hosted by Yocrates, tonight at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Do not forget to like, comment, hype the video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.